Live and local news, first warning weather, exclusive interviews. Named Best Newscast by the Michigan Association of Broadcasters. Make the switch to WZMQ 19 News.
Watch my reports from Delta County only on 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, new electric vehicle charging stations are coming to 2 UP communities. The groups behind the project and how quickly they say it can charge up a car. Plus, some members of the State House Energy Committee are voicing concerns about the governor's energy agenda. What our UP reps are saying about how it could impact Upper Michigan residents. And the stories of UP veterans who went on yesterday's honor flight to Washington, D.C. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
The sun felt so nice today. Ariane, are we expecting to get chilly again tonight, though?
Not like we've seen. We'll be a little bit warmer. You probably won't need to turn that furnace on. You can shut the heat off for a little bit longer unless you are very sensitive to the heat, or I'm sorry, the colder temperatures. Homecoming for NMU. We will also see a homecoming for rain chances and thunderstorms, and then we'll have fairly decent temps this weekend before we warm up next week. But like Sarah was asking, those evening temperatures probably in the 40s or 50s, and I said that precipitation is back, most likely in the early hours of our Friday morning into Friday afternoon. I've got your full forecast after the break.
Thanks, Sarah. Developing now, downtown Marquette will soon be getting 2 new electric vehicle charging stations. 3 stations will also be installed in Munising. It's being spearheaded by the Superior Watershed Partnership, the Innovate Marquette Smart Zone, Marquette DDA, and the City of Marquette. It's part of the Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy's Charge Up Michigan program. The group received a $160,000 Eagle grant for the project in Marquette and $230,000 grant for the project in Munising. The partnership says drivers will be able to fully charge their battery within 30 minutes.
It is helpful for, I think, people that are stopping in downtown, and you can plug your car in and it'll charge it a lot faster, let's say, than a level 1 or a level 2 that you might have to plug in overnight, or that might take 1 or 2 or 3 hours to charge.
Construction is planned to begin next spring. Meanwhile, in Lansing today, House Republicans are discussing the challenges they see with energy legislation being worked in by Democrats. Republican members of the House Energy Committee say renewable energy could cause a potential price hike in utilities. They say they're concerned statewide legislation would take power away from local municipalities who might have a better idea of what energy sources work best in their area. They also say they're concerned about the reliability of renewable sources like wind and solar during extreme weather events. UP State Representative Dave Preston says that's especially concerning for the UP.
Michigan's energy portfolio has to be built on a best available technology basis. Virtue signaling with the renewable portfolio is dangerous. Ultimately, it's going to put us in harm's way.
We also reached out to UP State Rep Jen Hill, a Democrat, who responded in part, quote, renewable energy costs are much lower than the cost of fossil fuels because once the equipment is paid for, operating expenses are next to nothing. Renewable energy is homegrown power managed by the communities that need it. This model will support energy reliability and affordable rates. You can read much more about this right now on our website, WZMQ19.com, and our mobile app. In August, Governor Whitmer laid out her legislative priorities for the fall with her What's Next address, which included green energy initiatives. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy spoke with the UP's 38th District State Senator about what he hopes will receive more attention in the legislature this fall.
Senator Ed McBroom is the representative for Michigan's 38th State Senate District, which covers a majority of the UP. As legislators buckle down to finish projects before the end of the year, Senator McBroom says there are a few issues he thinks should be a priority.
We have some very urgent needs in the state, dealing with our problems at corrections in particular.
Senator McBroom says he's already introduced legislation to address the issues, but it's yet to be taken up.
The shortage of workforce at our prison facilities, there's an acute need there that is endangering and harming both inmates and officers.
During the governor's address, she laid out priorities in the health of people, the planet, the economy, and democracy in Michigan. Senator McBroom says he thinks more pressing issues are being passed over in favor of legislation he says is too one-size-fits-all.
I mean, the energy issue is incredibly important, and yet the most important thing we can do for energy is to lessen the cost to the people.
The senator says a one-size-fits-all approach is too commonly seen in legislation and fails to acknowledge the differences between rural and urban areas. He says one place he thinks needs a more collaborative approach is education.
Even if the majority of students are in the urban areas, the majority of schools are not. And policy should reflect that better.
Senator McBroom also introduced a new piece of legislation last week to strengthen guidelines for government officials in the Freedom of Information Act. He says the bill would lead to higher accountability and more transparency into how things operate here in Lansing. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
To hear more from the rest of the UP's lawmakers on their goals for this fall, you can visit our mobile app and our website. Tomorrow on 19 News, we'll have more from Senator McBroom on his latest bill and the work that goes into creating new legislation. This is home. Upper Peninsula Honor Flight Mission 22 took more than 70 veterans to our nation's capital yesterday. WZMQ's Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons has a look at their day in D.C. and has stories from some of the veterans.
Upper Peninsula Honor Flight veterans landed in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday for a tour of the monuments built in their honor, starting with a drive through Arlington National Cemetery and a stop at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier to see the changing of the guard. Hey. Then it was on to the Air Force Memorial and the Marine Corps War Memorial. Each stop was an incredible experience for vets like Bill Lofty, who served in the Navy, National Guard, Coast Guard Auxiliary, and repaired helicopters for the Army.
I wore a uniform for 33 years. I think it made me a better man, taught me responsibility, get along with others, get the job done.
At the Navy Memorial and Heritage Center, two sailors reunited for the first time in 25 years.
I was an X-ray technologist, so the ship needed one of me, and Gil was a operating room tech.
The pair's crew organized the fleet and helped countries within NATO prevent Russia from building a base in Greece. Decades later, they say their time in the military made them who they are today.
There's nothing like service. It grows you up. It teaches you to be part of something bigger than yourself.
I think every young man should go in the service. It doesn't have to be the Navy, it can be the Army, the Marine Corps, but you should serve your country.
Right.
Other honor flight highlights included the Korean and Vietnam Veterans Memorials and the World War II Memorial. The group was made almost entirely of Vietnam vets, with just one Korean War veteran. This trip even included 4 female vets.
I was a top secret stenographer in the service.
Army veteran Rosaline Ingstrom says the military has changed a lot for women since the 60s.
We had skirts and dress jackets. We were not allowed pants. We had dress shoes, no boots.
But the clothes aren't the only thing that's different.
Women Army Corps, they don't even exist anymore. That's a shame. The women created that. That's history. To take that away and how we honored our country, I feel so much of it's gone by the traditions they've changed.
But Ingstrom says she's humbled to be a passenger on Honor Flight Mission 22.
I joined to serve the country. That was my duty. And yet now they're honoring me? It's unbelievable. I didn't do anything special. I can't even give you words.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Washington, D.C.
And coming up tonight at 11:10 Central, we'll have the story of one honor flight veteran's experience at the Vietnam Memorial Wall. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break. Plus, the cover 2. Luke Iardi is here with a bit of a different take than usual. He's talking about something he says should change in high school football. And later, some Northern Michigan University students had a chance to speak to some potential employers today. A look at the Construction Management Career Fair. We're back in 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Dan Perkins Construction.
When you put on a product this nice, you want to sing it from the rooftops. You know my roof's good looking, will last the rest of your life. Each day I go to work thinking, you know we're doing this right. Buy a roof for me and I think you'll see you'll be happy as a gherkin. 'Cause we do it right and we're really polite. Take it from me, Dan Perkins. You try rhyming something with Perkins.
It's time to take back the victories we deserve.
The Big Brother universe has shattered.
Something's wrong!
What have we done? Are you ready for BB Multiverse Mayhem?
I'm ready to go!
4 alternate realities will turn the house upside down. It's gonna twist the game like never before.
I'm gonna be the unexpected.
New Big Brother, tonight on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
19 News was recently honored with the 2022 Best Newscast Award from the Michigan Association of Broadcasters. It motivates us to work even harder to be your voice in the community. 19 News is all about sharing local activities and events, plus information that leads to understanding, support, and unity. That's the mission of the 19 News team, and we thank you for watching.
19 News, connected to our community. Weeknights on WZMQ 19.
Your one place for everything Caribbean is on One Caribbean Television. Visit our website to subscribe and download our app. Watch One Caribbean Television anytime, anywhere, live or on demand, on your TV, phone, tablet, or computer.
Catch up with WZMQ 19 News on your schedule. The latest 19 News and weather are available around the clock at WZMQ19.com. Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
Today, the National Weather Service recorded a high of 67 degrees, so a little bit warmer than what we've been seeing this week. Currently, we're just shy of that here in Marquette. Everybody else, though, in a similar range, although as you can see, Ironwood hitting about 72 at the moment. Yes, fall is almost here. It's happening next week. Everybody calm down with this spice latte. So around the 23rd there, 2:50 in the morning is when fall officially begins, in case you want to get up for that. But the next 24 hours, we'll see some chances of showers later on this evening, most likely though on Friday, where we'll expect partly to mostly cloudy skies, and then those clouds decreasing later on, but those temperatures still staying really nice in the 60s. As you can see, a lot of activity over to the west of us there in Minnesota. We'll see that pushing in later on. Currently though, we are fairly dry with our precipitation, but let's take a look at what we're expecting for the evening. So we've got that rain pushing in around 8 a.m., 8 a.m. over on the west side there, making its way towards the central portions midday. It'll head over to the east, drying out a little bit, and then chances of thunderstorms there in Ironwood and Gogebic counties. Saturday, we'll have some clouds, partly to mostly sunny skies, and then scattered throughout the afternoon into the evening hours. Maybe heavier rain down south here in Delta County there, but other than that, we are expecting dry conditions in the evening. Taking a look at your noon forecast on Friday for school, those temperatures in that 60-degree range, we'll see them climb on up there later on in the day. 70, here's the high in Marquette tomorrow, and then chances of showers on Saturday looks like only about 20%.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Our 19 News Insights is on the way next. We're getting the details on the newly renovated Jacobetti complex at Northern Michigan University. That conversation is just 2 minutes away.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
Someday your son's going to test you. It's going to force you to make a decision.
A man must stand with his people, and we are not your people.
There is nothing you could do I won't forgive you for.
Yeah, there is.
Yellowstone, Sunday after 60 Minutes on CBS.
Brought to you locally by Erickson Jewelers.
Tonight, could a potential auto worker strike push the economy into a recession? Then, Vegas casinos are hit with multiple cyber attacks. What personal data was stolen? And a forgotten crop in the South makes a comeback, restoring a family's legacy on the CBS Evening News.
Everyone loves the Great Lakes. They make you feel like dancing. A great place to celebrate is at Marquette's Maritime Museum, but your help is needed. The museum's roof needs to be replaced to preserve history for future generations. So kick up your heels and help by donating today. Simply go to WZMQ19.com and hit the Raise the Roof link. A public service message from the New Attitudes Dance Studios, the Marquette Maritime Museum, and WZMQ 19. You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
Some NMU students are taking classes in a newly renovated facility on campus. The Jacob Eddy complex just completed a $28.5 million renovation project, and tomorrow the university is holding a dedication ceremony for it. Joining us tonight from the College of Technology and Occupational Science is Dean Steve Vandenhaven. Thanks for coming in, Steve.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us about all these renovations that happened. What's new at the facility?
Oh, everything is new at the facility. The original facility was built in the late 70s and opened in 1980, and it looked it, right? And so we've basically taken off 50,000 square feet off the front of the building, so the footprint is actually smaller, meets some of our sustainability goals for the university. And all the class rooms are updated. Most of the labs are updated, and the equipment in those labs is completely updated. So, as you know, what we do in the Jacob Eddy is all about applied learning, and so students will be learning on equipment that will allow them to transition right into the workplace.
Yeah, who are the students that are using those facilities? Like, what are they studying?
Sure, we have 4 main units in the Jacob Eddy complex. One is the Department of Engineering Technology, so they do engineering, and so they have courses in CNC operation and electrical, mechanical, engineering technology. They have an alternative energy certificate, which is very popular. And then you have the second is the College of Technology and Occupational Sciences, where I work. And you have, we have about a dozen programs in everything from welding to hospitality management to construction management, industrial maintenance. The third then is continuing education, which basically teaches many of the things that we teach throughout the college in our academic programs, but it's on the non-credit side. So for people to upskill or learn new things, but they don't really want academic credit. And then the fourth is our Public Safety Institute, or our police academy that trains future officers.
Yeah, I know a lot of times when universities build new buildings or whatever, people raise eyebrows at the price tag of it, but how is this facility going to benefit the UP community?
That's a really good question. Well, first, again, it's going to allow our students to be much more successful because they're going to be learning in an environment, a classroom environment. The classrooms are beautiful. You just have to come and visit to see these things. And the equipment is updated, so they're going to transition right into the workforce. Local businesses, as you know, are in great need of talent, and this type of talent of working with your hands and applied. So businesses will benefit, and when businesses benefit, then the economy benefits, and this is a great way for our students to be able to stay in the area instead of witnessing that brain drain that we've seen oftentimes. So everyone wins in this scenario.
Yeah. So there's a few things happening this weekend. What is starting tomorrow? The dedication ceremony. Tell us about that.
Dedication ceremony is at 2 in the afternoon, right? And that should last about a half hour, and then we have tours of the facility, self-guided tours, and there'll be people around to make sure that people don't get lost. That goes on after that, and then Saturday morning from 10 to 11 we have an hour of continued tours.
Gotcha. For people who want more information about the changes at the Jacob Eddy, where can they go to find that? Or even just, maybe there's some high school students out there who are thinking about going to NMU for different studies.
Sure. On the website you can go to nmu.edu/Jacob Eddy Complex, and all of the offerings in the complex are listed there. Or you can give us a call or stop by. I mean, you really have to see this facility. If you've ever been in it before, you're not going to believe that you're in the same place.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and we will be at that dedication ceremony tomorrow, so we will have video if you can't make it out there. Yeah, can people just stop by anytime, like on Saturday during that open house?
During the open house, yep, between 10 and 11, stop by anytime, and we'd be happy to welcome you.
Perfect. All right. Well, Steve, thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Still ahead tonight, a taste of the island, the cooking show hosted in Harris today, and what hundreds of guests learned about different cooking methods. And later, the VA hospital in Iron Mountain is celebrating a major milestone of serving women veterans, how they mark the big anniversary today. But first, here's your Upers United volunteer opportunity of the day. The Children's Museum, the UP Children's Museum, is looking for extra hands to help out at the Barriga Block Party this Sunday. There are various shifts between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. That includes setup and tear down and all the fun activities in between. The event goes on from 2 to 6. To sign up to be a volunteer for that or check out other volunteer opportunities, just head on over to upersunited.com.
We've got a lot of news coming up. The looming strike. Nearly 150,000 United Auto Workers will hit the picket line at midnight if they don't reach a deal over labor negotiations, including a change to hourly wages. Why a strike could cost the economy more than $5.5 billion. That and more news tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Bucko's Party Store is where the party starts. They're your party store and more in Calumet. Great deals on all your favorite drinks and snacks. Keep warm and in style with exclusive Cuban alpaca gear and Bucko's wear. Craft beers and top shelf drinks for whatever your taste. Many lucky winners have won big bucks at Bucko's. Don't forget your ORV, hunting and fishing license, and the best bait.
Save your bucks at Bucko's!
Calling all campers. The summer begins tonight at Camp Buddy Games. The bunks are bodacious, the games are gnarly, and the head counselor, Josh Dumel, is totally rad. Woo! So pack your duffel for a most excellent summer with your BFFs. Yeah! Call 1-830-BUD-GAME and camp like a kid again. Go! At Camp Buddy Games, operators are standing by.
Another thrilling week to play football. The NFL on CBS. Catch all the action this week on WZMQ 19. Sunday, it's Baltimore at Cincinnati at 1, and the Jets take on Dallas at 4:25. See you this Sunday for the NFL on WZMQ 19, home of the 2024 Super Bowl.
It's time for the Cover 2. Luke Iardi is here to talk about something he feels needs to change about UP high school football. So Luke, what's up today?
Hey Sarah. So each week here on the Cover 2, I like to look at a story about a team or a coach or a game and present it objectively. But this week, if you are so inclined to indulge me, I'm going to hop on my soapbox for a bit. The first UPSSA 11-player football poll came out this week. The high schools of the top 2 teams in the poll are separated by 1.2 miles and a short drive down Kimberly Avenue. But those 2 teams will not play each other this season. Number 1 Kingsford and number 2 Iron Mountain played every year from 1925 through 2017. The only UP rivalry longer was that of Marquette and Negaunee that went 123 years and also discontinued in 2018. Now the reason, of course, for this was the changing landscape of 11-player football in the UP. The Mid-Peninsula Conference disbanded, and the likes of Iron Mountain and Negaunee, along with most other Mid-Pen schools, joined the Westpac. And the schedule was full between division opponents and mandatory crossover games. And at the time, it was an unfortunate byproduct, but ultimately made sense. But now, with the landscape having changed even more, it no longer makes sense. We are losing, if we haven't yet already lost, the spirit of why interscholastic sports began and evolved into something we treasure. It was about the group of kids representing their school and their community to take on the school and community down the road or nearby. Kingsford and Iron Mountain didn't start playing each other in football in 1925 because of playoff points. It's always been about the schools and the communities and the schools they represent coming together in spirit of competition. In Week 9, Kingsford and Marquette will play each other, while Negaunee and Iron Mountain will play each other, both being non-conference games. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out how we can bring something back that embodies what it's all about. This is simply a plea to fight for the soul of what has always made high school football in the Upper Peninsula so great. For more local sports coverage, tune into the Sports Drive weekdays from 3 to 4 p.m. with myself and Tyler Young on Fox Sports Marquette 105.1, 99.9. And let's hope the leaders will eventually do the right thing, Sarah.
Yeah, and I think you're right. It kind of makes it more fun, too, when it's like two towns right next to each other. The kids probably already know each other pretty well. It just makes it more exciting for the fans, the parents, everybody involved.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Luke. Students in NMU's construction management program had the chance to meet potential employers today. 48 construction companies from around the country attended Northern's Construction Management Career Fair. Contractors specializing in commercial, residential, marine, and sustainable building took applications and resumes from students looking for both full-time jobs and just some internships too. The construction management program has recently received a facility renovation that we just heard about, which the school says has a major impact on students' career outlooks.
Students are able to make choices. They have multiple offers for internships and full-time jobs, so they are making the choices of where they want to be.
Tonight at 11:10 Central, we'll take a deeper look into the program at Northern and how students are preparing to help build the future. Today, Escanaba's Daily Press newspaper brought back its fan favorite cooking show, now held at the Island Resort and Casino in Harris. The island's conventions executive chef and sous chef demonstrated how to prepare a variety of dishes. The recipes included ingredients from 6 local food vendors, including Lanaville garlic and Upercoop eggs. More than 250 guests learned about a temperature-based method called sous vide cooking, as well as easy-to-make meals in a crock pot or Instant Pot.
Just a reminder that there are great recipes and things for the home that you can do for ease, because everybody is cramped for time to do things. Families, jobs, crock pots and Instant Pots are great ways to cook really good comfort meals at home.
You can watch our live stream on the Taste of the Island cooking show at WZMQ19.com, dailypress.net, or our Facebook page. We'll cool down again tonight, but not as chilly as it has been, and then we're warming up a little bit more across the weekend. Ariane has the outlook next.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.
We had an MRI.
As soon as they came up, I just started crying and I was like, that is a huge tumor.
Bryce was diagnosed with a rare brain tumor at just 9 months old. A treatment that can beat his cancer doesn't exist. At Children's Cancer Research Fund, our goal is to change that.
This could be the day that somebody can tell a family, your child doesn't have to die of this disease.
We must do better for kids fighting cancer. Join the fight at childrenscancer.org.
Shriners Hospitals for Children is awesome.
Wow, I was a really cute kid. But it's true, Shriners Hospitals for Children is awesome. The first time I went to Shriners Hospitals for Children, I was 2 months old. Since then, they have helped me with over 18 operations and thousands of rehabilitation hours. Because of their care, now I live a full, independent life. I got my driver's license, and I'm going to college.
It's amazing to know that there's someone looking out for me and my family.
And it isn't just the doctors and nurses who have been looking out for me. It was you.
Thank you!
Thank you.
Thank you. So let's keep this amazing story going. All you have to do is go to loveshriners.org and you'll be a part of something special too. Thank you so much.
We're currently hanging out in the 60s, a little bit warmer over there in Ironwood with a temperature of 72. We'll drop down into the 50s tonight, maybe those upper 40s, but it should be warmer than what we saw yesterday. NMU's got a tailgate party this Saturday. We're looking now at mostly sunny into partly sunny skies with those rain showers possibly coming after 2 p.m. The 7-day outlook for Escanaba, breezy conditions, mostly sunny skies, chances of showers on Saturday.
Finally tonight, Iron Mountain's VA Hospital is celebrating a major milestone. Today marks a century of women veterans receiving health care services at the VA. Today, hospital staff handed out goodie bags to express their gratitude for the female vets. The Women Veteran Program Manager wants the vets to know that providers are ready to hear their concerns.
Our veterans to know that we are here for them and that we want to provide health care for them for the next 100 years. I would like to thank the veterans for getting their care with us through the VA.
We'll hear more from those providers tonight at 11:10 Central, and that is the next time we'll see you. Have a good evening.
Tonight, the